For the main topic today, we're going to be discussing payday loans. What are they? Why do they exist? Who are they for? And are they something to be avoided or something that we can utilize? So let's answer that first question. What is a payday loan? Payday loan is a short-term loan that is supposed to help you get from one paycheck to the next. Thus, a payday loan. It is due on your next payday. If you still have financial needs after your last paycheck is made, well, a payday loan is marketed to be a way that you can get cash fast that will be due on your next payday. That way, you can get the money, cover your needs, and then just pay it back the next time your paycheck rolls around. And here's an interesting thing. They don't charge you the traditional way that like a credit card is going to charge you interest. A credit card is going to be charging you a traditional and recognizable APR, an annual percentage rate, a compound interest rate. Student loans and personal loans are going to charge you in a similar way. But a payday loan is different. They're going to charge you a fixed number of dollars per $100 that you borrow over the span of the loan, typically 14 days to 30 days, 2 to 4 weeks, typically the standard gap between paychecks. And they're going to say you owe us, say, $15 for every $100 that you borrow. The actual average amount is somewhere between $10 and $30, but let's use 15 for the example. So you go to a payday lender and you say, I want to borrow $500. Well, in 2 weeks, they're going to charge you $75 in order to take out $500. So you come back 2 weeks later, you'll owe $575 from that next paycheck. And unlike other loan situations, they're not going to compound that interest. The loan is due then and there, and they're not going to roll it over and continue to charge you $15 per $100 in the loan. You pay them then. But what happens if you have too many needs that are already eating up that next paycheck? What if you can't pay it? Well, you can go back to the payday lender and say, hey, I can't pay you back for this. They'll say, well, you pay us the $75, you pay us the interest that we charged you, and we'll renew it. We'll just let you borrow it again for another $75. Your loan gets extended for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, you'll pay us $575 if you can pay us at least $75 today. And last I checked, about 80% or so of payday borrowers are repeat clients for payday lenders. They're going to be using that renewal for the payday loan. Now, states have laws that restrict how many times you can go back and renew your loan. Here in Missouri, it's about 6 times, so you can get halfway through a year with renewed payday loans before you actually have to get the thing paid off. And if you don't pay it off in full when it's actually due and you're out of renewals, well, they're going to take you to court over it. They will take you to court over the tiniest amount. So why would someone use a payday loan instead of a credit card or a personal loan to make ends meet for the temporary when things get tight? Well, you don't need good credit to get a payday loan. You need good credit for almost anything else. And if you've maxed out your credit cards and you no longer have access to that to borrow money when things are quote unquote tight, well, a payday loan may feel like the last resort. Here's the problem. The way that a payday loan works, if you were to take the way that they charge, say in our example, that $75 and carry it out through a year, I know it's not legal, but let's say you went to another payday lender, got the same loan, and continued another 6 months or so. Well, you can calculate an effective compound interest rate that would result in the interest you'd pay over a year renewing a payday loan, and on average, it's somewhere between 300 and 600% a year. For contrast, the average credit card only charges you 19 to 20%. Now, that's still a lot. If you were to go and invest in the stock market, the market over the last decade per year has averaged around 10% return, give or take, if you don't account for inflation. So a credit card is going to be charging you nearly double to triple what you can get in the market if you're investing, and a payday loan is going to be charging you 10 to 20 times what a credit card would charge you interest-wise. That's disgusting. And it's almost impossible to get ahead if you're paying that kind of interest rate on money, even small amounts. I'd say it's predatory. And what really gets me going is the state of Missouri has the highest limit for payday lenders. They can charge you up to 1,950% equivalent APR on your payday loans after fees and interest are all accounted for. That's like paying over $160 for every $100 that you'd borrow from a lender over the span of 2 weeks. Albert Einstein said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. When it comes to payday loans, this is the epitome of taking interest and translating it into something that's difficult to understand and charging people with it. They effectively take a ridiculous, disgusting interest rate and mask it behind this short-term loan that looks like a quick fix for a situation when you've maxed out your credit cards, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you feel like you don't have any other options. Simply, we can conclude that payday loans are just trapping people in a further cycle of debt and interest payments that are hampering their number one wealth building tool, their income. And it's preventing those who are paying these ridiculously high interest rates from having the discretionary income necessary to be investing for retirement. The discretionary income that's necessary for you to be able to leverage compound interest and to earn it, to understand it, and live your hope-filled financial future because of it. So you're in a situation you're considering a payday loan. What do you do instead? Well, think of it this way. You have bad credit, which means you probably have a history with debt that's unhealthy already. And you're trying to solve the problem of having too many needs at the end of the money by seeking out more debt. We need to do what I had to do in the story about bowling. We need to stop doing the same thing that we've done over and over and over before that's not working, and we need to break the cycle. We need to do something big. You need to make a decision that's unlike anything else you've done before. And you need to follow the wise advice of someone who has gotten past this vicious cycle and broken free. You need to do something big. If you're in a situation where you think you need a payday loan, something big you could do that's different than taking out more debt would be to sell something. Let go of something that has enough value to it that you can take care of those needs until the next paycheck comes. Sell stuff in order to pay off your debt. And if you sell enough stuff to dig yourself out of debt and get rid of enough of the interest that's tearing up your income, well, that's going to give you enough of a foothold to start paying off your debt one step at a time. You get to run a debt snowball. I covered that in a past episode. We'll link it in the description below. But that's how you break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. You need to find a way to get some footing that isn't continuing to dig the hole deeper so you can start filling the hole in and climbing the ladder out. Or if you don't have anything to sell, you can go and find some extra work to generate some quick income now. You can do Uber Eats. You can deliver pizzas. You could mow lawns, rake leaves, or shovel driveways. Do anything you can to generate that money instead of borrowing it and digging the hole deeper. And if you need help finding the hope, finding the motivation, finding the direction, finding the encouragement to do that, well, that's what I do as a financial coach. You can reach out to me on my website and schedule a free consultation today. But before you do that, look at the homepage of my website. I mentioned the HopeFilled Financial Footsteps, the 8 HopeFilled Financial Footsteps answering the listener question today. On the website, I list all 8 of them. I'll cover it in a future podcast episode. I'll go through why I have them in the order that I do and why they are the keys to success, why they are the keys to your hope-filled financial future. What I want you to know right now is that they are available to you on my website, and that the hardest step in the journey is the first one. And if you can make that first step in your financial journey, I know you can make it to the end. I know that you can find hope. I know that you can find freedom, and I know that you can have a wealthy, healthy financial future. And with that final word of hope, I think we're going to wrap up today's episode. Until next week, until next Tuesday, budget bravely and enjoy your hope-filled financial future. Oh, I did that math wrong. I did that really wrong.